Hello everybody, it's Thomas J. Barkowski. Happy New Year once again, coming back at you with some more Oldhim practice for Proquest 3 and Calling Indianapolis. First game of today, it's New Year's. We partner up with Katsu, thinking about bringing the Stalagmite, but I ultimately just bring Ramparts because I figured I would block that second Kadachi, and then I would do some, um, crowning of some cards to prevent some other damage. And here we go. I was up for a little bit, drank a little bit of caffeine into the first match, feeling good seeing Katsu. Feeling like I played Katsu for like 9 months, and I know my deck is definitely way better than what I'm playing against. And what you're going to find out here is that I absolutely play like garbage. So this is the result of brain fog when you do a bunch of partying on New Year's Eve, and then you get home super late, and then you wake up and try to play Flesh and Blood and use your brain, and your brain says nope. So we start off right away with that big Endless Winter. Awesome. We get a little bit of tempo, we got more health here, we got a full deck of cards, and I'm just gonna start blocking out. So I'm just going to keep blocking, keep my health up. I'll try to whittle them down. I want to keep this Command and Conquer, throw it in my arsenal, and use it for a big turn. Alright, this is a classic Katsu moment here. He's going to Surging Strike into the, not Megenchi Release, but the Whelming Gust Wave. So I'm going to block 5 so that he can't Katsu. Hopefully he doesn't have the Whelming Gust Wave. Of course he naturally has a Whelming Gust Wave. So I'm going to overblock to 5 because he can break Breaking Scales to bring 4 to 5. And then he'll, draw. And he has the Razor. So he can use his last card, which of course is a 0-cost card to get Megenchi. And he has a resource to Megenchi me. And I can't block out 5. So he's going to get 3 Lord of Winds off of this. So big tempo swing. I'm still feeling good. He did his Lord of Wind turn. I'm down a couple life and I lost my hand. Big deal. I know I can battle back here. And then this is where I start really playing atrociously. And you're going to see me Oldhim D-React without pitching the pummel. So the D-React doesn't even work. I just lose 3 resources. You're going to see it. I undo it right here. Take the 1. And then I go to do it in the future. Or maybe that's even next turn. You'll see next turn. I don't know. I just blow it. So we're over blocking. I'm like, oh man, I totally forgot I threw my shield in front of this. Can I take back my pummel block? Totally forgot that I even threw the shield there. And I just played it 5 seconds ago. So my brain clearly not working. This is 5 with go again if it hits. So we block it. I have a card left. We can Winter Whale. It's Frosty. Feeling good. Hopefully, we get a card or 2 out of hand, or he gets a Frostbite, and we can start building our way back into this game. But he sinks it. Oh, he goes to Whelming again. He has nice Ancestral, so he draws a card and pushes it over, so he can Katsu if he likes. And he goes into another Whelming Gust Wave, so another good combo there. He's had that Lord of Wind since that first combo. So he takes my whole hand, I'm down a few life, but I still feel pretty good. Definitely feel like I have the better deck and I can make my way back. So I throw some armor blocks here to try to keep this hand so I can really punish him next turn. Then he comes in for a knee strike. Honestly, looking at the cards in my hand, I probably should have just took all this damage, and I could have swung back really big. Could have had that out muscle for 6 into a whale for 4. So he just sinks that one as well. And then the Art of Wars here, so my thought process is, hey, let's just block out the Art of Wars. It's going to be a power turn. Down by 8, might leak 1 or 2, but I can still make my way back. I'm feeling confident. My brain's not working very well here, but I still feel confident in my ability as a player and in this deck. So of course he has that nice double strike there, so he gets, you know, full benefit from Art of War twice. So I'm just going to take this damage, try to crack back here. Oh, nope, I lied. I'm going to block it off. I guess we're just blocking everything. We'll get that Endless Winter and Arsenal, and then hopefully I'll draw all the pieces. Look, we got all the pieces to do a Fuse Endless Winter here. Instead, I crown the Endless Winter away. Prevent 1 damage. Okay. Oh, this is where I Oldhim, and I undo the Oldhim because I want to do it on the second Kadachi. And I Oldhim the Pummel. Pummel's not an ice or an earth card, so I do not get the Oldhim benefit of him putting a card back on his deck. And this is when I realized, like, yeah, this game's over because A, I'm an idiot and I'm not playing well. And this is why we practice, and this is why you don't party before big events, because then you play like garbage and you get absolutely crushed by Katsu when you're playing S tier Oldhim. So good for this Katsu for kicking my butt. Appreciate it. Definitely went back for a second round of caffeine after this loss. Okay, maybe I'm thinking, alright, you know, I'm down by a lot of life. Maybe this Channel Lake will freeze him up. He's got a bunch of reds in the deck, hopefully. And he goes, hey man, I'm just going to keep going wide. I'm Kadachi, Ancestral, do these double strikes. I'm going to bleed you to death. He's feeling great. You know, he's 24-9 on Oldhim. Ton of cards in his deck, so there's no way we're going to fatigue this. I definitely knew that I lost when I did the Oldhim D-React and I pitched a Pummel. Yep, so he's able to Razor. He's just getting his damage in. You know, he's got one more Razor in his deck. You know, I start typing out, hey, I couldn't use my Sync Below on that, you know, Command and Conquer or whatnot. And he's like, yeah, it's a Command and Conquer. And I was like, holy shit, that's how poorly I'm playing. Actually, that might have been the Arakni game. You'll see that in a few moments. I try to Sync Below a Command and Conquer, and as you know, that's not how this game works. So go me. Alright, so he's gonna whittle me down here. He's just gonna keep going wide, and then I'm gonna die in a few turns. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I hit him for 9. He's fine with that. He's at 24 now. He's at 15. I got 5 life. He's just gonna keep going wide. And then I get into Razor territory here. I got 4 life. So, if, you know, he Kadachis with a Razor, game over. So, I tell him in the chat, GG, good game. Because I know I'm going to die. There's nothing I can do against this. This is just a result of extremely poor play against a hero that I played for 9 months and I know in and out, and I just completely bombed this match. This would be one of those matches where if you're at a tournament, you just got to let it go and give yourself a few minutes to recuperate, drink some water or something, take some deep breaths, walk outside the venue, and then come back in ready for the next round, because I just bombed this one. But you can't let a bad performance like this ruin your day. So of course I'm going to jump right into another game, because if I'm at a tournament, the games don't stop. So there's me getting my butt kicked. Let's search for another one. It's full. Let's try another one. We got Arakni. Okay. We know that the Oldhim deck is way better than Arakni. Arakni's super limited until he gets, or she, we don't know what Arakni is, until they get more cards and outsiders. So I'm definitely feeling good, just like I did with Katsu. I feel like I definitely have the better deck. They're going first, so I'm going to block out. And then we got a nice big 9 attack here. If it hits for 4 or more, we're going to get rid of Arsenal, so they just block with everything. And I get to Arsenal my own card, so I'm feeling great off of that, my first turn. I got enough cards here to Endless Winter there. And of course he plays a card where if it hits me, it's going to blow up my Arsenal. So we decide to block, which gets rid of my Endless Winter turn. I could have just took that damage, got rid of my Arsenal. And then Endless Winter, I still had the cards to fuse, but I was like, why take damage there? So we're just going to crown it away because he decides to pummel it. And then I still have the resources due on this Winter, it's just not fused, so I don't get all of the benefit. And then he's got a lot of life gain in this deck, a lot of Find All Fighting Spirits. He's got the Oasis, he's got Sink Belows, he has Fate for Scenes. You're going to see some movables here. I think he was running Rainbow full 9 Find All Fighting Spirits, because I definitely saw a lot. Definitely saw a lot of those. So this is a nice play. We get to outmuscle into a Frosty Winter's Whale. Well, these are always great plays to have. Unfortunately, he has the D-React, so he doesn't get that Frostbite, but he's getting cards out of hand. Which it was really what he's trying to play anyway. He just wants to block out and then swing back with something. He's not trying to go wide or anything. Not really trying to use the boots and get silver and come back and mill my deck. This is much more of a fatigue Arakni. Okay, so not ideal here. We don't have enough resources to do really what I want to do, so we get stuck with 2 cards. We can only arsenal 1. Here you go. Here's the CNC, and I'm like, oh, I'll block with a card, and then I will use my Sink Below because I'm an idiot. You cannot use D-Reacts on CNC, and I definitely know that. And anyway, I still do this. So it blows up my sink, and my dumbass writes in the chat, hey man, I wasn't able to sink. And he's like, of course you can, it's a CNC, dummy. And I'm like, wow, you are absolutely correct. This is why you don't stay out until 2 in the morning and then get a few hours of sleep and then try to play Flesh and Blood, because your brain does not function properly and you make stupid ass plays like that. So take that one on the chin. This game's close, but I feel like my deck is just so much better. I'm not really worried. And then I think this is where that second round of caffeine started to kick in, because I started to actually play, in my opinion, optimal. Also, for me, I was playing Arakni, so that definitely helps when your brain's not playing well. This is more of a pummel-based Arakni with lots of D-Reacts and lots of life gain. But, that's okay. That's fine. He's trying to fatigue me out, and that's totally fine. Alright, Bull here. We're going to probably just take this and clap back. We can block 6 and still swing the Frosty, because we don't have the resources to get off that Cranial Crush. Okay, and then he pummels it, but we were able to prevent the pummel damage. And then we just do, Winter's Whale there and get that arsenal back, and then he threatens my arsenal again. Every time I get an arsenal, he threatens it. That's cool. Alright, trying to figure out how to block this while still keeping everything, because I want to throw this 6 attack out and then pummel it. And then hopefully put that -1 counter on his Tunic. And this is where we find out he has unmovables in his deck, which was, I did not expect that, so that was definitely threw me off. And I wanted to put in the chat, like, man, what a great unmovable right there. But I didn't. He thinks I have another pummel, so we way over blocks. I don't. And then I'm going to show him next turn that, hey, it wasn't a pummel. I gotcha. Cold Snap. Let me draw a card. And let's get off this Endless Winter. And I'm trying to figure out a way to get off this Endless Winter while keeping this Command and Conquer, but fusing it. But I'm like, oh, but I got this pummel here. So I'm going through some thoughts in my mind. So I get rid of the CNC so I can fuse it, and then I can come in and pummel. So that's a dirty play. You got a fuse Endless Winter pummeled coming at you. Like, there's not a whole lot you can do against that. He sees and sees here. I have no arsenal. I don't really have a great way to make use of that 4-card hand, so let's just block it. And then we'll strike back for 7. Fortunately, we have no arsenal, but whatever. Alright, oh, he's playing Sigils too. I forgot he was playing Sigils. Yep, so he's got the Sigils, the 9 Find All Fighting Spirits, bunch of Wounded Bulls, Unmovables, Sink Belows, Fate for Scenes. Playing a huge deck, he's got 70 cards there in this deck, so must not have a sideboard, must not have any null rune, so wouldn't be very good if you showed up against a wizard or even Viserai. with all that rune chance. So we're just whittling him now, you know, 22-2. Take some damage, that's fine. We're gonna go ham here. Get this Spinal Crush off, and then we get the Arsenal tear asunder. So we're coming in for 9 this turn. Next turn we're coming in with something dominated. You know, he throws in another Oasis, gain back another life. That's fine. This is tricky because we don't really need to tear asunder here when we can just throw a dominated attack, and we have the blues, so we just throw the Macho Grande. He does another immovable. Then this turn I kind of mess it up because I got the double tear asunder, and I decide to pitch a tear asunder to activate Crown. So I lose both tear asunders, but luckily I can swing this out muscle, and if he doesn't have a 6 attack, it will gain go again. And then I can follow up with that Frosty Whale. Now, he could have had the 6 attack. He's been playing big attacks this game, but he didn't. So then we're able to throw another one, give him the Frostbite. He can't Remembrance there. He has no resources. So what we're going to do, we're going to Macho Grande again. Another 8 dominate. He's going to gain some life here. He's going to do an unmovable into a Sigil, and then he's going to pull back Remembrance. I don't know what he grabs with it. Don't really care. I mean, it's 15-3, and I got all this pressure. So let's try to figure out our best attack here. Let's see if we get a card out of hand, make him pay 1. And then let's swing big 8. Gets another life. Gets another 2 lives. A lot of life gain. And then we can't really utilize all these resources here. Fortunately, we didn't. If we would have had a pummel in this would have been awesome, but we didn't. So let's throw the channel out. Let's swing 6, threaten the Arsenal, have him block. Throw that in there. Got a lot of ice cards, so we can keep this up another turn. Pitch some of these ice cards and swing that 6. Hopefully he thinks I have a pummel and he overblocks here. Does he? I don't know, maybe. Yep, so he thinks I have it. I don't. So let's just Crown to see if we can, you know, get like a nice red attack. We don't. We get another blue ice card, so we just throw it in there. And then once I reveal the tear asunder, he quits out because he knows it's coming in dominated and he can't stop it. So really bad first game. Not that good of a second game, but definitely rebounded.